All right, let's see. Should be popping up here any second. Oh, there we go. I see one now.
Yeah, they trickle in at first.
There we go. I see one now. All right.
Oh, you're in there too, huh?
Oh yeah, I wanted to make sure it was working up there before I went all the way through with it.
No. A lot of people do that so they can still type in something if they want to.
Hmm. Yeah, I figure with the chat over here, I can probably just answer as they come up. Probably won't be too many at a time, but whenever somebody starts to trickle in, if they do,
No,
I
it's all
told them
good.
to hop on
I'm sure
this.
somebody will show up. At
Yeah,
least one person will.
yeah. I'll at
But
least see what.
you'll notice that little eyeball at the top now that we're definitely live. You see that little eyeball at the top?
Yep.
That tells you how many people are in the chat. So if
Yep.
there's a big zero there, then there's
Zero.
nobody in there. If there's one or two or whatever, then there's people in there.
Right. How's the weather been?
And I can't see any of that. That's it's all on you to understand that kind of stuff. Because from my end, all I can see is me and you, or I can bring up the live chat, which covers up my whole screen, and that's actually what I have going on right now. So as I can actually see what's going on in the chat,
I gotcha.
which is pretty quiet.
Yeah, there's
It
still.
is kind of hard to get people in this early, though,
Yeah.
on a weekday, but they usually do trickle in.
Yeah. I figure maybe I'll hop on here and see if I can shoot out a couple links, see if they'll hop on in the meantime.
Um, yeah, you should be at the top of their feed now that you went live. So the second they go to their home button, you should be what they see first. Unless there's other lives, and then it just depends on who went live first.
Hmm. See, that's
So
what I would have never known. Well, until I probably got into it more.
that's what I'm here for, help you out. This is what Farmer's Son and Prepping by Faith did for me. Well, Farmer's Son helped me with all the live stuff. Prepping by Faith helped me get some subscribers when I was first starting out. Her and Farmer's Son got me my first like 40 or something like that. I can't remember. And but Farmer's Son was there for almost all of my lives. Actually, he's been there for every one but one, and that was the one where um, uh, asymmetrical preparedness accidentally forgot about me.
Oh yeah,
So I just did my best to do it myself.
I gotcha. Yeah, I figure, and that's the thing with this. I'm not gonna get discouraged if it gets zero, because it's just a test to make sure I got everything right and figured everything out. So far, I think it's pretty straightforward so far.
It pretty much is. I mean, there's little things like if you wanted to create a ticker or post up a banner, or anything like that. I believe it's up in your top right hand corner. There's a couple of different options, and if you play with those, you can, like, you know, have your email address scrolling down at the bottom, or some people put, if you have questions, put it in all caps scrolling at the bottom, or you can have just a permanent banner that just sticks up there and stays. It doesn't scroll, and all kinds of different stuff. You can change your colors on the little name tag down below, or you can get rid of the name tags altogether. I mean, it's just a bunch of little stuff like that. The hardest part is figuring out how to get on. Um,
That's good though. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I might as well show you the GoPro while we're waiting for people.
hold on, let me come back to you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, we're
there
still
we
at
go.
a while we're. But yeah, I got this. I actually, my dad gave it to me because he couldn't figure it out, the GoPro, and I set it up for him, everything. He just couldn't get it figured out. He was like, "You want it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take that."
I'll take it. Yeah,
I got one of these tripod things that bends and stuff. So I've been
yeah, it makes life easier.
yeah. As I said, I put it on my backpack and was walking around with that at the park. So I'll go through that footage eventually and I don't know, cut it up a little bit.
Yeah, you can always stick it up on the strap of your backpack so it's facing forward right on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everywhere you look, it looks.
Well, that's what I ended up doing, but I had my Under Armour backpack, which isn't really tactical looking, so it was hard to find a place to put it. But
Gotcha.
compared to my inch bag, that thing's got a spot every 2 inches, so I can probably finagle that.
No, I understand that. I don't know. I think we already had this discussion. I'm not big on the whole gray man thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it would really honestly make a difference one way or the other. So
Was it? Did you see my inch bag in the video?
I think so. What? Which one?
Well, this is I'll bring it over here
Oh,
quick.
yes, yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Your new one that you just got. The Air Force one? Was it Air Force?
This is the Marine Corps one.
Marine Corps.
It's definitely
Yeah.
yeah. Oh man, I was trying to take the camera with it.
Yeah. No, my inch bag's kind of interesting. So it's kind of messy because of the fact of the way I moved and everything, but it's just a basic clamshell with the pocket inside, right? But the part that makes it interesting is it's actually got a rifle case in the back built in.
That's
So you
neat.
can put a rifle down in it and keep it waterproofed.
I like that.
This is the top casing of it. It cinches down, it slides down your back. It's got a little pocket that comes out the bottom.
That's really cool.
Right. Right. Right here. Well, kind of hard to see, but
Yeah.
that's where the tip of the rifle would go. The shooting end hangs out your bottom.
That's
But,
cool.
and then it's got the internal frame with 100 support adjustments. If the thing cracks me up, I haven't even figured out how to use them all yet. And then the with it being such a large backpack, the hip support actually comes off, and it's got MOLLE attachments on it and little pockets. So you can actually set up just a go belt. So when you set up camp, you can leave your backpack behind if you go out like foraging, hunting, whatever, and just have your go pack around your waist.
That's really cool.
Found it on Craigslist, brand new, $65.
Nice. That's about what I paid for mine. Mine is not brand new.
And it's actually quality built. It's double stitched where it needs to be double stitched, where it's important. And it's got MOLLE all over it, and it's got really nice zippers on it, and it's really good quality. But I searched for 4 months. 4 months before I found that backpack.
Wow. Well,
that's part of my channel, though. You know, I get the absolutely best thing I can for as little as I possibly can because I work on a budget. And did you leave me a comment?
no, I think Joe Morgan.
Oh, Joe Morgan. What up, brother?
It looks like we got 2 so far. Thank you very
much.
Here
we are. You ain't paying attention over there.
Well, it just popped up a couple seconds ago, and I just saw it pop up. Thank you, Joe, for the subscription. Appreciate it.
If you've never been over to Joe Morgan's channel and you like to hear the truth put to humor, check out his channel. He's absolutely hilarious, but everything he says, well, 99% of it is pretty much spot on.
Oh, YouTube unsubscribed you. Probably because it's a prepper channel. But all right, well, we got 2 in here, so I don't know who the other one is, but welcome, guys and gals. If there's any here, this Penny Prepper hosting Penny Pinching Prepper. Thanks for joining us today. We're gonna see how this goes. This is my first live that I'm hosting.
Springfield Armory upsets me a lot. That's why I tend to be more of a Palmetto State guy these days.
What was the big?
I have no idea. Joe, let us know. What was the big deal on Springfield? I didn't see that one. I saw your other one this morning. My guess is they probably did some bullshit that they have no business doing as a gun company. That's usually what it is.
Still mad they copied the HS 2000's homework. Oh, and the XDS. Huh.
Yeah.
Did you give him
Gotcha.
mind?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Hellcat or the XD. If I'm going to own a Springfield, or not a Springfield, sorry, yeah, a Springfield. If I'm going to own a Springfield, it's more than likely going to be a rifle.
Yeah, I still have yet to fire one of. I still have yet to fire any of their products. When I first got into firearms, I was strictly Smith and Wesson, and then once I started getting into it, I started to branch out, and I learned that there was a whole world out there. I'm still finding what I like.
Yeah. Fun fact about Smith and Wesson is everybody knocks Taurus saying Smith and Wesson's a superior product, but at one time back in the 80s, I think it might have even started in the 70s, both Smith and Wesson and Taurus were owned by the same company, and they collaborated on all of the revolver pistols that came out of that era. And everybody's like, get a Smith and Wesson is better. Get a Smith and Wesson is better. Oh, it was Taurus knocking off, but the funny thing was Taurus put more of the innovation into those revolvers than Smith and Wesson did. They just got the credit because they were the bigger name.
Hmm. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I will take a PT-11 or a G2 over a Hellcat any day, but preferably I like my G3C. I'm not a fan of the Hellcat whatsoever. Yeah, see, they also got all of the old tooling equipment. They separated. Yep. So Rossi and Taurus still collaborate together and are basically still one company. Like, for an example, the Rossi Taurus circuit judge. Not the judge, that's just Taurus, but the circuit judge is put out by Rossi under the Taurus name. I love firearms. I could talk firearms all day long. I really can. Probably not nearly as knowledgeable as Joe Morgan, but I know enough to skate by. That's what he says. He's a gun channel, but really he's a gun channel that likes to rant about the BS in this world. But I love his rants.
Yeah, I definitely love a good rant, especially when they're spot on. Hmm. Yeah, definitely be interested in seeing that. Not on the channel, but yeah. He's saying about showing.
No. I have the G3C, not Penny Prepper. Penny Pinching Prepper.
Hmm.
And we talked about this once. I even hit you up and you never got back to me about it. You want to talk about a rant? There's one for you. I still love you, Joe, but you never did get back to me. Uh, yeah, because you had gotten the conversion slide to make yours a Toro, so you have the untoro version. I remember this conversation. I think we had it on Farmer's Son's channel. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, Penny Prepper. Just had to go on and give Joe a little taste of his own medicine. See, there it comes up. I switched it. Yep.
Yeah, I guess it is a little confusing. A lot confusing.
I switched my whole site from the object. My email is funky. I didn't ignore you. Yeah. All right, Joe. You win this round, but still, I didn't say you ignored me. I just said you never got back to me.
All right.
I don't think you actually had an email. I think what I did was left a comment on one of your videos telling you to get a hold of me through my email. You probably just never saw it. So, what was the weather like on your hike today, Penny Pincher or Penny Prepper? That's even going to be a tough one for me. Don't feel bad, Joe.
No, yeah. No, it was all right. It was a little chilly up here. I think it's in the 40s today in Pennsylvania. So it's a little brisk out there. I got a knockoff Carhartt type jacket, but it started raining, which again, glad I got the GoPro because every time I try to record video with my phone and it's raining, the touch screen doesn't work and it'll cut the video short, stuff like that. So that's why I'm really glad that I had that today and it worked out perfect. But besides that, muddy, cold, typical Pennsylvania.
Joe, do you have YouTube Studio app and on top of the regular YouTube app by curiosity? Because that's kind of strange. I mean, I've heard of YouTube holding it, but usually when you have YouTube Studio, it will always pop up in YouTube Studio. But yeah, no, I believe it. I totally believe it. I YouTube is a funky place.
Hmm.
I totally get the whole GoPro thing. I'd like to get my hands on one eventually. Sad thing is my wife had one for the longest time, and then I started my channel and asked her about it, and she was like, "Oh, I just gave that away."
Uh, right.
So just haven't gotten around to getting one back.
Yeah. Well, I got mine happenstance. Like I was helping my dad with it, and he was like, "I can't figure it out. You have it." I was like, "All right, I'm not gonna say no to that." But yeah, I'm glad it worked out that way. Now that I think about it, I used to have a helmet camera. Oh, I actually have it right here. That's funny. My old fire helmet. I have a camera on it.
No,
So there. This is my
so
burn
they
helmet.
can so they
That's
could keep track of what you were doing.
yeah. I used to. That was my burn helmet, so it's a little dirty. But yeah, I used to take that. Last time I used that was in a flashover simulator. And it's designed to. It can record up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So, I mean, I pushed the limits of it. And I think I ruined it a little bit, but it still records, just not great.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I forgot
Joe,
about.
you'll find that it's easier to deal with your YouTube if you use that app instead of just using the regular YouTube app. It's a lot easier to control your channel. Uh, it's it's it just, for some reason, when you use that app, things come faster. They don't get stuck or lost. They let you know everything that's going on, like what regions mostly talk or are listening to you. It'll tell you all kinds of little cool stuff like that. Um, it also helps you to. I know you could care less about growing your channel, but when you use that, it allows you to see when you post videos at different times which ones are getting more attention so that you can release your videos at better times so that people see them more frequently. It does a lot of cool stuff, but most importantly, it will always give you your comments. Um, Yeah, your comments. It won't show you the thumbs up. It doesn't show you anything like that, but anybody leaving you a comment will show up in there. And it'll yell at you too if you don't answer them. It'll eventually pop up a little box that says, "You have not responded to these." So, you taking notes there, Penny Prepper? This is all
Oh,
stuff you should know too.
I messed with that app quite a bit. I was loving it because every single time somebody commented, it popped up. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. I loved every time it would.
Yeah, it's a lot more user. That's what I'm looking for. It's a lot more user friendly.
Yeah.
So I I'm still waiting for Twitter to get their crap together and start their new branch of Twitter, which is basically supposed to be the equivalent to YouTube.
Hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of Elon Musk, but I at least like what he did with Twitter.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if he extended to a like YouTube thing. I'd definitely start up over there. At least I know I could say what I want, show what I want, and do what I want.
Yeah.
I might get fact checked, but
I tend to gravitate more towards the fact check stuff because I'm more curious about it.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So, hmm. So, out of curiosity, you said you do carry. What is it you do carry?
Well, right now I have the what is it? The Ruger Security 9. I actually bought it off of a friend at the prison. I bought it for pretty cheap, and that's what I carry because it's full size and well, it's not exactly something I would.
15.
What's that?
Yeah. Yeah, 3.3, no, yeah, 3.6-inch barrel with a 15 round capacity,
Yeah,
right? It's basically the equivalent to like a Glock 19.
yeah, yeah. And
Hey,
like
KP.
and like you said, it's one of those that if I have to use it and it gets taken, I wouldn't be sad about. But
All right.
I didn't
Keep,
pay much for it. But
keep that thing well oiled.
yeah, yeah, I've noticed it. It started to rust on me before because I always have it out with me.
Yeah. They did not put a very good finish on that thing at all. That was actually the first first firearm my wife ever got.
Hmm.
Actually, the first one she ever got was a Glock 17, but it was too big and bulky for her, so she gave it to our son.
Hmm.
Um, but the first one that she actually started using was the Ruger Security 9 we got for her. And she actually liked it, but she didn't like the grip angle because she was constantly shooting below the target. No matter what she did, she couldn't get the grip angle right to bring the barrel up correctly.
Hmm.
So and then she started shooting my G3C and she liked that, so we went and got her one of those.
Hmm. Yeah, and that is an important part of your everyday carry is wherever you point it, just naturally aligning it up with the target. AKP Heathen, welcome to see you, or glad to see you. Sorry. Yeah, Joe, I get that. I had a Smith and Wesson Shield for the longest time. That was my first. That was my first pistol, and I'll tell you what, it didn't really do a whole lot with big hands. I always had to have the extended magazine in.
My first pistol ever was actually a Gen 4 Glock 21, and I loved that thing. But it's a freaking beast. I mean, it's literally. I mean, it anywhere you put it on you, you feel like you've got a full on backpack hanging off your hip.
Yeah.
But it was very comfortable in my hand. Some people say I'm crazy, but I had a choice between that and a 1911, and I went with the Glock over the 1911 because it was like 8 rounds, 13 rounds, actually 14 rounds, 8, 14, 8, 14. Yeah, no. And the 1911 felt so small and dainty in my hand. It really did. I have extremely long fingers. I don't have huge hands, but I got really long fingers. And I don't know. It didn't feel as good as that 21 did.
Well, it was funny too.
Yeah, I will take a Walter PDP over a Canic any day. First of all, a Canic is a knockoff, true knockoff of the PDP. But the other thing is, call me, racist, call me what you want, but I really do not like anything stamped made in Turkey because Turkey has put or has funded more terrorist support than any other country. Like, they might not be the terrorists, but they fund millions of dollars to terrorists every year. And the way they do it is by selling their firearms. And people just don't even have a clue about it. And I'm just not going to support that. I mean, I'd love to have a Conic. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a PDP for half the price? But I just can't go there. It's just not in my ethics. So, another one of my little rants.
So Joe Morgan, what kind of high point do you have? I saw you said you have a high point.
I missed something. Went on too big of a rant. Yeah, I like them old Rossies too. Heck, I like new Rossies.
Hmm.
I think if I'm going to own a Ruger, honestly, anymore these days, it's either going to be one of their funky little carbine thingies, little takedown ones, or uh, I love the Black Hawk series. Any one of them. I don't care what caliber. If it's stamped with that Black Hawk, I absolutely love it. Just feels like you actually have something in your hand. Oh, the little High Point 380.
The reason I ask about,
Reliable.
yeah, I was gonna say, I know people talk bad about High Point, but I bought one of their carbines just for the heck of it. I got it out of the box, took it to the range, and it was dead on accurate right out of the box. And it's taken
You
quite.
got lucky.
I did, but I'll tell you what, I know other people who have them. It either works out of the box and it's great, and you never have an issue, or as soon as you get it out of the box, it's just junk. It's either or. I got lucky.
Yeah, with the pistols, they're always pretty reliable. The downside is the height over barrel
Yeah.
bore or whatever it's called. And then since it's a straight blowback and they have to put so much weight on it to handle that blowback, um, it's very snappy. It's very just bulky, blocky, whole 9 yards. The good thing about it though is if you're ever stuck out in the wilderness and all you got is your high point, you can at least start a fire by shaving down some magnesium off of it. Because that's what the slide's made out of is magnesium.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've seen some people having issues with the 10 millimeter carbine that they put out not being very good out of the box. A lot of issues. And then I've heard other people say that it works great. I've never actually shot any of their carbines. I can't really talk either which way. It's just basically what I've heard from other people. Some
Yeah.
people say they're great, and some people said they had nothing but issues out of the box. Honestly, if I was to get a high point carbine, that would probably be the only one I was interested in. Would be the 10 millimeter. So, what do you like to what do you like to carry for knife?
Oh, well, I mean, I just recently bought my first Mora knife, and I've been
Amora?
lately, messing with it. It's kind of nice, but I don't know. I still have a old buck knife my dad gave me, but it's more sentimental, so I don't want to risk breaking it. I mean, granted, it's solid, but I typically don't take that out. But that's like my favorite knife to carry, just to have. Um, and now that pretty much like working in the prison, I could never have a knife. Now
Right.
I either have a cheap like junk pocket knife just in case I got to cut into tape or something because I'm more in an office as a dispatcher. But let me think. I did get a really nice knife that was. I used to have one for the fire department. it wasn't spring assisted, but it opened pretty easily, locked out there, and it was a really nice knife. Um, but that's typically what I carry. But I haven't lately. I just have so many extra knives laying around. I just grab whatever's closest before I run out the door. You know, whether it's a smaller, like I got one that's about that big, folds out, and that one's pretty much been what I carry every day compared to something like that. More knife, I take that every time I go hiking, you know.
Yeah. Well, then that wouldn't be your carry knife.
No, yeah, yeah. But and I also always have like my Swiss Army knife with me, like pretty much anywhere I go. I have that all the time just because then I can, well, I use it all the time. How about you?
Um, I'm a Kershaw fan. I like to carry some sort of a Kershaw. Um, like right now, I've got my Tano tip Kershaw.
Hmm.
It's it's not spring assist either, but it's got a I can't remember what they call it, like a cam system or something like that. So it comes up pretty easy and quick on its own. I like Kershaw because they sit right in that right realm of being an American company. Most of the time, at least assembled in America, even though the parts might be cut out in China. They do have all 100% American made blades. They tend to cost a little more. Like this one right here, it cost me $50.
Hmm.
Um, it was it's half and half. The shell was made in China, and then the blade was made here in America, and then it was assembled in America, and it's an American company. And then my wife, I don't know, probably 6 years back, got me my little teeny tiny buck I have here, and I
Hmm.
don't go anywhere without it. This is I actually use this one more than I use this one, believe it or not. Um, but I love that thing. So, but most of my knives are Kershaw. I have a bunch of different Kershaws. They just sit in that right realm of enough American in it to make me happy, and not so expensive that I'm breaking the bank spending $150 on a you know common little like Cold Steel or something like that, or whatever that Spider Co. or those more expensive brands. All right, Joe. I'll check them out.
I got my
I just
co-host.
just always been a fan of Kershaw. Just good steel, good blade, good price, but $20, I'll check it out. OTF Elite, huh? Oh, Lightning. Forgive me, I'm blind. And I can't read. And I can't write. Yep, boo-hoo. Poor me, right, Joe? Ah,
Well, we're up to 4.
are we? Who else is in there?
I don't know.
Hi, whoever the heck you are.
Yeah, yeah. Leave a comment. Let us know you're here.
It's not even my show, and I feel like I'm rambling more than anybody.
I keep having my German Shepherd. Every time he sees me come down here, I'm right at his
Yeah.
height, so he always wants to be up in my business. So he just keeps putting his head right on my leg. What you doing, buddy? Like
What's up, Tennessee Tactical? Good to see you here.
lots of energy. All caps.
Tennessee Tactical is a hoot. If you've never checked out his channel, you should go and check out his channel. He's a it's fun. We'll leave it at that. It's fun,
All right.
right?
I'll definitely have to check that out.
Have you been to Mad Shad yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mad Shad's energy with Joe Morgan's attitude, I guess is the best way to put it.
That sounds like an.
If I had to kind of compare, I mean, he is his own,
Mhm.
but he's definitely a fun show. Um, I like that he's starting. I really like that you're starting to put out more videos now, though, Tennessee. I think I had this conversation with you once. I have certain triggers, and the way you always like all of a sudden out of left field blast music and stuff like that. It kind of messes with my head, so I don't tend to spend too much time on your lives. But I really am appreciating the video. That's just my own thing, guys. It's you know, not that it's a Newsome. It's just one of my triggers to my PTSD. So it makes it tough sometimes. But they're good topics. They're always a lot of fun as long as I can stay there.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out.
And if I remember correctly, KP has a channel. I just haven't gotten around to seeing it yet. I think I just recently found out that he had one in somebody else's live. Might have been Vision Preparedness. Um, so I eventually will get around to checking you out if I'm remembering that correctly. Yes, it's gone very smoothly so far. Still looking for a place. Um, Actually, we're waiting to see if we can get into this place. It's got some work that needed to be done on it before we could move in, and hopefully they're doing the work and we'll move in soon. That's what I'm hoping for. But since there's no contract signed, Lord only knows what can happen. But the move went smoothly. There was a couple of scary points where coming down the 7% in grade down uh, up over Highway 70, coming up over the Rocky Mountains, which happens to be our tallest pass in America. Had some troubles getting up it. Couldn't do much faster than about 40 miles an hour, dragging everything behind me, and then brakes heated up pretty bad coming down, and at one point I got a little faster than I should have been going, and it was a little scary actually getting to slow down because at that point the brakes were already heating up.
Mm.
But other than that, no accidents, made it smoothly, all that good stuff. So I'm glad to be here in Alabama, your neighbor in Tennessee there. It was supposed to be Tennessee, but it was just, I don't know, God. My wife says we plan and God laughs.
Yeah.
That's her famous quote. We plan and God laughs. So we planned on Tennessee, God laughed at us, and we ended up in Alabama. Manchester. Uh, uh, that's down in the south southwest area, right? Tennessee.
Hmm.
Okay, I was remembering it. So right now we're actually pretty close because I'm in Athens at the moment. So we're actually pretty close to each other then. You actually had some pretty good people show up to your show. They're all channels you. Oh, like I said, I can't speak for KP. I still need to check it out, but um, a lot of good content creators. You should definitely be trying to make some friends with these people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I did actually check out some of KP's videos, and definitely have to check out Tennessee Tactical. Sounds like it'd be up my alley.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I really like him. Maybe one of these days we'll have to get together, Tennessee, and do a collaboration or a live stream or maybe just a range day. Range day is always fun, right? Two states away from you, huh? In which direction, KP? Are you in Florida? Are you one of them Floridians? Well, I got to go see Farmer's Son this weekend. Uh, cat out of the bag. Probably will have something coming up with Farmer's Son this weekend because I'm going to go down and hang out with him for a day. And then definitely hit me up in my email, Tennessee, so we have some way to contact each other or talk to each other. It's in my description box. It's down in there. It's I can just say it. It's penny pinching prepper 77 Gmail. Real simple. Hit me up, would you?
Yeah. Anyways, KP, which state did you say you were in? Which direction?
He didn't yet. He said he'd be right back. Farmer's Son just went live.
I see that.
Didn't realize we'd been blabbing that long.
I know. I figure we can probably wrap it up here soon so people can head over there, you know. But yeah, before we go, I don't know. Is there anything else you could think? Oh, I keep wanting to ask you, what's the weather like down in Alabama right now? I know you said you had the rain last week.
Yeah, we had rain all last week. The last 2 days have been partially cloudy, mostly sunny, but super, super windy. Gusts up to 35, 40 miles an hour at some times. And then we get one more day like this, and then the next week is all rain again.
Is it at least warmer?
When it's sunny, I mean,
That's
it is technically still spring here. As long as the sun is out, it's hot, but if it goes behind a cloud and there's a little bit of wind, it can quickly drop from 75 degrees right down to 60 like that.
yeah. Well, be glad. Here it's 40, gonna get a high of 50. So
That is a good one. Yeah, everybody's putting their little gardens up around here. I'm getting jealous. I haven't been able to put anything in the ground, but partially because I haven't got into a place yet. Um, Although there is this little stream in the backyard that goes through the back of this yard where we're staying, and I put out some wild heirloom mint seeds,
Hmm.
and down in that area, hoping it'll overtake the creek. Anything else you wanted to say?
No, I mean, it was more of a test to make sure it was working. It looks like it worked out pretty well so far. I'm just glad I didn't get it screwed up at the beginning and spend like the first 20 minutes trying to get it right or anything. So I appreciate
Did
everybody
better than I did. My first one was a disaster.
even being able to do it without your help of, figuring out StreamYard and stuff too. So, and I appreciate everybody for stopping by too. Let's see. And make sure there's nothing else we missed.
All right, guys. Well, as usual, it's good seeing all of you. And Tennessee, please hit me up in my email. I would love to get together and go do a range day. I think that'd be fun. So, and everybody else, take care. Thank you for showing up. And I'm going to let the man of the hour wrap it up.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll see everybody. I'm not sure when I'll go live next. I just got the ability to go live on YouTube, but I'll probably still do these instead. Try to collaborate, stuff like that. And I'm gonna hop over from here, and I'm gonna head over to Farmer Son Prepping just to watch his live and get in there a little bit. So if anybody's going over there, I'll see you there. And thanks for stopping by.
Take care, everyone.
Stay safe. All right.